Hey guys, and welcome back to A&J Education YouTube channel. In today's video, we're talking about UK private school interviews, what it takes to succeed, what are the trick questions, and how to make a good impression. So if you're applying or your family members applying to leading UK private schools, keep watching because this will be very useful for you indeed. Right guys, well, we're very fortunate today to be joined by my friend and colleague Jamie. Hey Jamie, good to see you again.
Sonny, pleasure to see you again.
So Jamie, why are you here and how are you qualified to talk about UK private school interviews?
I attended Whitgift School, a school in Surrey, for 5 years, from years 7 to 11 in the UK education system. And then I secured a place at Harrow School for sixth form between the ages of 16 and 18.
Oh.
So I'd say I'm quite well versed in the nuances of private school education in the UK.
All right. Well, Jamie, first of all, it's not typical, for a student to already be attending a very, famous, good quality private school and then switch for sixth form. So why did you switch to Harrow for sixth form?
So I had an incredible time at Whitgift, made friends for life, and made use of the curricular and extracurricular skills involved. But I'd say I made the switch to Harrow for two main reasons. The first reason was, again, to expand my my knowledge, and also to pursue music, which wasn't as strong at Whitgift compared to Harrow.
You've got a ton of resources at Harrow to do
Absolutely,
that.
absolutely. The music schools is one of the highest performing in the UK, I'd say.
And would you say the fact that you're a musician, you sing, did that make your application stronger? Was that a factor in your application process to Harrow?
Yes, so Harrow, when they recruit students, they typically look for multi-faceted students. So in my personal experience, I play the piano, I play the flute, and I sing as well. So the application process involves an audition in which I had to play an extended piece in each instrument, as well as a series of oral and written tests as well.
Okay.
With music.
Cool.
Yes. And the application process also included a written economics test and a biology and chemistry test as well to test my aptitude.
Yeah, those were your subjects that you applied for.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jamie, and there is the interview, and many private schools in the UK say, look, you cannot prepare for the interview, don't bother, just come, we want to see a blank canvas, we're looking for potential, all of these things. And most parents, always greet them with skepticism, and they think, well, surely the more preparation you can do, the better the result's going to be. I'm of the view that a little bit of preparation is good. Too much of a preparation is not good, because you can over-prepare and they can filter that. But, what's your opinion on this, and what was, how are these interviews structured?
Yeah, so I totally agree with you. It is important to have an idea of the questions you'll be asked and the answers you'll be expected to give. However, too much preparation is certainly not ideal.
Okay, and what was in your interviews, and what kind of questions are asked in the interviews of the students who you tutor and prepare for interviews?
Sure. So before the interview, I was required to write a letter to the headmaster of the school, introducing myself, explaining my strengths, and a typical trick question that private schools ask is to describe your weaknesses. I'd say an easy way to answer this question would be to be honest and humble in your response. However, explain the way in which you plan to convert this so-called weakness into a strength.
Yeah, so you basically don't give a fake answer like, oh, my biggest weakness is that I'm a perfectionist and I just work too
absolutely.
hard, something pretentious like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
So you give a legit, genuine weakness, and then address, look, I'm aware of this weakness, and this is how I work on it to improve myself.
Yes, that's an ideal way of answering this question.
Cool. And could you give another couple of examples of the sort of questions that come up, just to give our viewers an idea?
Yeah, sure. So I went through 3 series of interviews with 3 different teachers, referred to as Beaks at Harrow. The first interview was a music interview, which tested my knowledge of the subject. The second interview assessed my personal skills. It was essentially a conversation, like myself and yourself are having right now. And the third interview was quite an interesting interview, actually, with the headmaster, which asked typical questions such as your biggest inspirations in life, your interests, and further questions.
Cool. Interesting. So, I mean, it sounds like none of the questions are out of the ordinary. It doesn't sound like you really need to prepare that much.
Yeah, that's correct. You shouldn't expect to solve a series of equations in an interview question, but
That's what the exam is for, right?
absolutely, exactly.
Cool. All right. And Jamie, any maybe 1 or 2 tips to our viewers who've got interviews coming up? How should they approach them?
So I'd say my top tip is to be calm and eloquent in your responses. The interviewers are not there to scare individuals. They're simply assessing your aptitude for securing a place in such a prestigious establishment and assessing whether you'll be able to survive and cope in such a high-paced environment. So be calm, answer your questions in relative detail, not too much detail, but not too little detail either. And yeah, be eloquent.
Cool. And one small tip from me, often at these interviews, the interviewers are taking notes, and often there is a bit of after you finish speaking, there is a couple seconds at the end where sort of there is an awkward silence, and when you're nervous, there is a tendency to try and fill that silence and to continue speaking. But actually, once you've finished your trail of thought, just stop and wait for them to ask the next question. Don't feel like you have to fill that void with waffle.
Yes, that's perfect advice.
Cool. Well, thanks. I'm sort of doing this, for 11 years now. But guys, please join me in thanking Jamie. This was, really, really useful and insightful. If you're looking for past interview questions, just Google, X school interview questions online. There is a ton of stuff out there. So use them. I wouldn't rehearse and pre-prepare an answer for every single one, but it's useful to just know what sort of stuff has been asked. And above all else, try to be honest about your weaknesses, because that's something that they would really want to know. But for now, thank you, Jamie.
Thank you, Sonny. Pleasure.
All the best to you guys. Please do subscribe to our channel, as we spend a lot of time making these videos useful and accessible for you. So please do support us in that. And all the best to you guys. Take care.